Hey guys, welcome to the Stylish Dish. Today it's cold outside, so we're going to make a nice batch of homemade chicken noodle soup. Come on in. I'm going to show you how to take these nice ingredients and turn it into the best batch of soup you've ever had. So for the ingredients, we're going to use a few carrots, an onion, some fresh parsley, bay leaves, salt, pepper, some chicken broth, a nice rotisserie chicken from one of the supermarkets around here, some egg noodles. These I particularly love. They really hold in and have a great texture. A dash of paprika, some garlic, some thyme, and some celery. Now I'm not going to go through the cutting up, but when we cut this up, you can cut it up to your liking. There's no real rule. I dice mine up. But if you want them finer, cut everything finer. If you want it a little bit coarser, then make it more chunky. But it's really tailored to how you like it. Now we're going to start by taking the chicken. We're going to use the carcass, but we're going to keep the skin, only the carcass, separate the proteins into a bowl. Now, I like to make my broth myself. We will subsidize some of the Swanson broth, but we want to boil it for about 5 minutes and then let it simmer for about an hour or two, and that's going to pull all those nice rich fats, oils, and a great flavor into that soup. You don't have to salt it, pepper it, nothing. Just literally boil it. Later on, after about an hour, we're going to strain it and then put it right back in the pot with some of the vegetables. Now the chicken's been cooking for about an hour. Got a lot of nice good color and it smells amazing. So we're just going to take it off. I'm going to have just a strainer with a bowl. We are going to dump it. We don't want to have any bones go into our soup. Sometimes when you boil it, you get little tiny bones that kind of end up into the soup. So we're just going to strain it out. I'm going to set this aside for a few minutes. And we're going to take all of our vegetables, everything that we've already done. We're just going to throw it in the pan. I'm going to put a little olive oil in it. We're going to put the pan on high and soften these vegetables up a little bit. We're going to cook this for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally, and then we'll get everything else. Now I've taken it off the heat. This is cooked for about 5 minutes. Starting to get a little bit of brown on the onions and the carrots. Now we're going to add in all of that broth that we just made. And I like to do it in stages. Add a little bit of broth so that way the onions and the vegetables don't cook anymore. We'll put it back on the heat. And now we're going to add our chicken. Now I've shredded the chicken. This is a half a chicken, so I kept the dark meat from the legs and the thighs and half a breast. So exactly half a chicken. Shred it up as fine or as chunky as you want. What we want to do is just get it into the broth, stir it around a little bit, and that's a great base. Now we're going to add in 2 containers of the broth just to add more fluid. Now you can add more if you want, if you like it really soupy, or you can add less if you like it really chunky. My wife likes it quite soupy, so I try to make some and add 2. Now once we got that, we're going to add in about 1/3 of those noodles. Add more if you want it a little bit more chunky, and add less if you want less. Just a dash of paprika. Not a whole lot because we want the color. A little bit of salt. Now the broth, depending on if you got low sodium or high, you might not want to add salt. I add just a touch. A lot of black pepper. We're going to add 2.5 bay leaves, give or take. And we're going to put it on and let it simmer for about 3 hours. All right, it's been about 3 hours. Soup looks great. We're going to plate it up and make it look nice and stylish. So we're going to ladle out a little bit into our bowl. Go to the bottom if you want more noodles and chicken. Go to the top if you want more liquid. Do a nice mix between the two. And what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more paprika just for color. It's going to add a nice little mix of color. Dash of salt. A little bit of black pepper. going to do a thyme sprig on the side, and we're going to add just a little bit of this fresh parsley just on the side. Now, if you want to take it up another notch, you can always do a can of cream chicken, mix it with a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and do a nice spiral. That would really dress it up. But we didn't want a cream-based soup today. We just wanted a nice chicken noodle soup. There you go. Enjoy.